Hey guys, and welcome back to some Star Citizen. Today I'll be doing a getting started guide. I've planned to do this for quite a while, but unfortunately never got around to it, but here it is. I hope you like it.
Make way for the Outkast.
So starting off, you'll be in Port Olisar, but it's a similar experience to where I am, which is Lorville at the moment. You always start in a bed. What you want to do first is get used to the interaction system by holding down F and looking around for the context writing available. You can see get up from the bed is displayed on the right, as well as the orange highlight of the object that's interactable. Now by pressing F4 allows you to go on the third person, and you press Z to have a free look around. Another very important thing to get used to is the MOBA glass. By pressing F1, the MOBA glass screen pops up, where you can see your current amount of money, health and other statuses such as atmospheric contents and atmospheric pressure. Clicking the first right tab is the contract manager. Here you'll be able to see public available missions where you can start earning money. The personal tab is more missions available, and they end up being higher paying too. It also gets you to meet some of the in-game NPCs that provide the missions. The far right tab of the contract manager is where you set up beacons. Now beacons are player created missions that either consist of transporting someone from A to B or providing combat assistance for a certain amount. You can also set up the amount credits you're willing to pay for the mission. Other players will see it and they will choose to accept it or not. Going over to the next tab at the bottom is the vehicle maintenance service, which you can choose to repair your ship when you landed in a landing pad with your ship. LiveWorks AR is mostly used on the hangar, and I expect a major redesign to take place for this, otherwise not very useful. The next tab is journal, and it does what it mostly says. Any logs or bit of lore is kept here for your reading pleasures. The next tab is probably the most important tab that you will spend your time on, and that's the galaxy map. Through here you will set navigations to different places and also set routes, which I will show you how to do later on in the video with more hands-on experience. So the galaxy map is actually quite big, and you can zoom out to see all the different planets and moons available, as well as space stations. Here you see Hairston, and you can see Crusader, where you usually start off in the game. Try your best to get familiar with this map, as you'll be using it quite often. The next tab is the equipment manager, where you can equip different armor, clothing, weapons, magazines and healing pens. You also got grenades and any normal clothing you might want to put on. Mind you, to equip normal clothing you will need to unequip the undersuit first, and vice versa to equip any armor. The next bit is the vehicle loadout. This is where you can play around with different guns, colors or engines for your ships. And that pretty much wraps it up for the MOBA glass use. So I'm going to demonstrate the interaction system, since this is going to be your main way to interact with the world. You will notice as soon as I press the button F, things that are usable or interactable with will have an orange outline when you get closer, and a yellow indicator or outline telling you that it's too far to interact with, so you need to get closer until it becomes orange. This is how you sit on stuff, pick up objects, open doors or cabinets or anything like that, so it's good to get familiar with it. And here I'll show you just a few bits and examples. Before moving on, some movement tips. You can control your speed of movement by using the mouse wheel. The further you push it forward, the faster you go. So you can choose walking or to a fast jog to running. The area we are in is actually where you spawn your ships, and you want to go to these ship retrieval stations, and you will see here a couple of options with different ships available on your account. Mind you, you can also buy ships in game and have them available here. If a ship is destroyed, you can choose to claim it for delivery time advertised. You have a way of speeding it up by paying the expedition fee, and you'll note that the time remaining is over there too. I'm going to go ahead and retrieve vehicle here, and I got the notification that it's in hangar 5. This also becomes marked on my HUD as a little arrow to know where it is. So turning left here, you will notice I'm gonna try to go to hangar number 5, which the hangars are written on the floor, the numbers. Portals will be slightly different, but again it won't be too hard to find it. Just follow any signs or any marked lanes that take you there. So here's my ship. Again, to interact with my ship and how to get in it is you have to press F, and you will notice the back door gets highlighted. The closer I get the option to open the door. Remember, once you get in your ship, please close your doors so you don't have any random passengers come aboard and steal your ship or probably kill you halfway, because there are trolls everywhere. Pressing T, you also have the flashlight available. Ships are pretty dark as soon as you get into them, as they have no power on. Notice how I'm holding F here. I get the ability to go into turrets, go into bed, or go into the cockpit and sit on the pilot seat. So as soon as I'm in the ship, I have to turn it on, and notice by pressing F again, you can power engines on or power the ship on. You can also choose to open the exterior, reset locks, or press flight ready that does engine and power on straight away.
Hello and welcome aboard your Drake interplanetary craft. Your systems are online.
To leave this current hangar, I have to actually request it through the contract manager. Also, applying to land in major space stations and planets, you have to go through your contact list again and request a landing. You can also do this through the MOBA class.
You are cleared for liftoff.
So as you see the hangar opening, and as I take off, I can choose to pull my landing gear up. While having the landing gear down, you go slightly slower, so your speed is capped, and it's safer to move around. As soon as you put them up, you actually move quite faster around. To put up your landing gear or down is the same button, and the letter N on the keyboard. So here I'm above the atmosphere. During atmosphere, if you're inside the planet, you cannot quantum travel out of it. So you have to fly off atmosphere before you do anything. It's a different ship to previously, because I recorded this at a different date. Pressing the letter B starts pulling your drive, and you can also see all the available positions to fly to. Now these are all the available positions to fly to that are closely within range of your ship. If you want to fly somewhere far away, for example, or somewhere that's blocked, you go on the MOBA class map by pressing F2 and setting a route to whichever planet or area you want, and it will give you a waypoint like navigation to follow through. So here you see I already got a little icon on the left telling me where to go for the next waypoint. So I've already spooled my drives, and I'm just going to look at it, and it's going to start calibrating. As soon as calibration is done, you hold B and you will start doing the quantum travel. And I've reached my destination here. Now you can also quantum travel to locations on planets and moons to make it faster going around moons to the place you want, or you can choose to go to the different locations around a moon called M1, M2, M3 and so on. It will take you around each celestial object. Now there's many outposts out here too. Most don't need landing permissions to go and land on them. Just pop your landing gear on and go ahead and land.
Landing complete.
Some of these stations also provide services such as spawning ground vehicles and also buying different trade goods to trade between outpost stations and cities, etc. Anyways guys, I hope you enjoyed this small tutorial on how to get started with Star Citizen. Obviously there's a lot more to show. There's things like missions, and I got a gameplay video of an FPS mission done in Lorville. You can follow it up on the corner that's suggested now. If you have any other major questions or you're having difficulties, pressing F12 and talking to other members that are currently playing, most of them are more than happy to help with new players. I know getting started can be quite daunting, but the game is quite fun and what it offers already is quite exciting. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe if you loved it. I'm a really small channel, so anything helps. This has been Outkast and I'm out.